From impactful tips and tricks to improve your gameplay, to more niche things such as improving the strength of your build and getting value out of your perks. I'm here to tell you about 21 tips and tricks, 5 of them being very crucial to improve your gameplay. So make sure to stay to the end to not miss any of them. Let's hop right into it. Number 1. Make sure to split up on the generators in the beginning of the round. Now I see too many survivors grouping up on the same generator. It's best to make a killer have to worry about more things. The more they have to worry about, the less they're going to care about getting in a committed chase with you. So the more gen pressure there is in the game, the better. As you begin to progress more and more of these generators, the killer is going to care more about stopping your generator progress than actually killing you. This will allow you as a survivor to be much safer, as the killer will be more focused on kicking the gen rather than actually chasing you, allowing you to get plenty of distance from the generator that the killer went to damage. Number 2, plan your escape route. I know we've all been there, sitting on a generator, hitting every skill check, almost wanting to zone out. But rather than sitting on that generator picking your nose, look around at your surroundings. Try to observe what ways you can escape through in case the killer does walk up to your generator. You'll find that if you do this, you'll be able to escape the killer much safer than if you weren't paying attention when they came to your generator. This act of planning an escape route and leaving your generator early to run to a safe spot is called pre-running. You'll find that when you pre-run from killers, a lot of them won't even commit to the chase and drop it entirely, wasting their time on top of not even getting an injury on you. Number 3, never, and I mean never, waste your resources. I cannot count the amount of times I have seen a player sit on a pallet and wait to drop it on the killer. There is a reason it is called looping. You are supposed to run around objects to use that pallet for as long as possible. The more value you get out of a strong pallet, the more likely you are to win that game. There are even items like Parry Dagger that could even extend how long you can use a pallet for, making you get even more value out of that already strong pallet. And right here you can see just how differently another player plays this tile, using the pallet almost instantly. Number 4, split up gen pressure. Too many times have I seen survivors only focusing on one gen when there's one generator left. This is basically the equivalent to tunneling one survivor. If you're not splitting the gen pressure in the endgame, you're basically selling your entire team. The killer isn't going to be able to apply pressure onto 2 gens simultaneously. But if you're only going for one generator at the endgame, you're basically serving the win on a silver platter to the killer. It might not make sense at first to do 2 generators when there's one left, but at least if the killer is threatening one of them constantly, one of the gens being worked on will get finished and you guys can escape. Number 5. If you get downed, always crawl to a pallet. It actually infuriates me the amount of times I've seen people make this mistake. So many people I've seen get knocked on a pallet, crawled away to where we couldn't use the pallet to stun them to actually get them off the killer's shoulder, which could have saved them an entire hook state and made a huge difference in the game in the long run. I was hiding, ready to go pallet stun him once he got picked up. However, another player ran onto the pallet that he was sitting on, but sadly it got ruined because he dropped the pallet. But yeah, this is the ideal situation you want to be in for any sort of saves or pallet saves. Number 6. Do not heal on a hook or a generator unless you know it's safe. This one I feel should be pretty straightforward, but when I'm playing killer, I see a lot of survivors just trying to get the heal off on the hook. It's not the safest place to do so. You don't want to heal in a spot that a killer is going to be checking frequently. That's why I included generators on top of hooks. You don't want to heal near something that has a big red marker showing the killer where to go at all times. Now, you can maybe make an argument with a generator that's completed. Killers like to stay in the vicinity. You usually want to go as far as you can so you can safely reset. Number 7. Don't vault or drop a pallet after getting hit. When you're in chase with a half-decent killer, you're inevitably going to take a hit at some point. It's just going to happen. So, rather than vaulting a window or dropping a pallet after getting hit, use the speed boost that the game gives you when hit to move to a new, safer tile. Now, when I say tile, I mean like a looping spot. Every single area with a pallet or a window, that is called a tile. Now, what you want to do with these tiles is chain them together. It will make you a far better looper, and you will last so much longer in chase. Learning these loops will also help you on survivor and killer. Number 8, use your interface to your advantage. Now, the UI in Violence District may not be as detailed as its inspiration Dead by Daylight, but it still shows you some very crucial information. From the UI, you can identify when a player is being chased by the killer just by if they become injured, if they hop off a gen, anything such as that. You can also tell if your teammates are healing by watching to see if the blood disappears. This will allow you to make easier decisions, such as if you're injured, you can meet up with your fellow survivors, or if you know where they are, not to lead the killer that's chasing you to them while they're doing a generator or popping a heal off. Trust me, we've all had those people. Number 9, flashlight is more than just an item for saves. You guys don't understand the amount of people I've seen clown on this item. Flashlight is so much better than what people think it is. It's not only a great item for getting a save if you're in the right position, but it also can extend your chases by so much. I think flashlight is one of the most versatile items in the game if used properly. Flashlight is not only super annoying for the killer, but it also gives them something to have to look out for every time they're picking a survivor up. On top of that, if you're in a server with good ping, it flashes so quickly. It's not a very common occurrence, but you could almost use it as if you're dancing with a bull. Number 10. Utilize your check spots. Now you might be asking me, yo Smash, what the hell is a check spot? A check spot is a part of a loop that allows you to see both sides without having to commit to either side. You can see whether the killer stain is coming from the left or the right. That allows you to make a decision quick enough without being in danger, and is a super powerful tool for a survivor to use. Almost every single map has loops with check spots. As you begin to look out for them, you'll start to notice that almost every single loop has a safe point for a survivor to be able to see which side a killer is coming from. Of course, they were all put there on purpose because the devs knew what they were doing. Number 11, be creative with your parry dagger. People used to say that the parry dagger was the best item in the game. It is game changing. Now everyone changed up on it because nobody falls for the easy baits anymore. If you're running this item, you need to think outside the box. Start to bait windows, bait pallets. Use it in situations where the killer has to swing at you. You will start to learn how much value just using this item gives you. Holding that parry dagger puts so much pressure on the killer to not swing without thought. That is where the true value of the parry dagger lies. You can also watch their swing animation when they're lunging to guarantee a parry every time. Number 12. Avoid giving the killer a 3-gen setup. This might be the single most important tip I give you guys this entire video. As a survivor, you want to identify the most crucial generators that a killer needs to hold. It's generally the 3 closest generators on the map, but sometimes it can be interchangeable. There can be multiple 3-gens on a map. However, these 3-gens are super easy for a killer to manage, making it almost borderline impossible for you guys to win. The best thing that you can do as a survivor is try to threaten their 3-gen setup as soon as the game starts. You want to get on a generator as soon as you possibly can. Number 13. Stop insta-saving! The amount of times that I've seen either me or someone else in a game get completely tunneled out of the game because someone wanted to save for either getting their high karma or some other stupid reason rather than doing a generator is absolutely insane, dude. I feel so bad for the people that just get completely screwed in a game because someone just has the urge to just save them all the time. You don't always have to go save. Everyone has a health bar while they're on a hook. It doesn't instantly go down as soon as you get hooked, which sometimes the safest place for someone who is second hook is actually staying on the hook. Number 14, 99 the gates when applicable. This tip really only applies when there's a down survivor or someone is hooked whenever you guys finish all of the generators. The reason you want to 99 the gates is so all of the survivors that are safe can heal, reset, and then go to try to save that survivor without having to worry about the in-game timer. Now, there are other situations where you do not want to 99 the gate. If you're going to be chased by the killer while coming back, if you don't have those resources, open the gate immediately, because that gate not being open could be the difference between dying and losing or winning the game. Number 15, learn when to reposition in chase. If you even want to be half decent at looping, this is by far probably the most important tip when it comes to staying in chase with a decent killer. Their job is to do anything in their power to kill you. So rather than letting them reposition you, you reposition before they can, so they constantly have to keep rethinking their strategy on how they're going to down you. Remember, you want them to be playing by your rules and for them to respect every pallet that you run through. If you fail to apply this pressure and stay unpredictable, you will die very fast. Number 16, prep the gates when you're last alive. This tip doesn't only have to apply to whoever is last alive, but anyone who is going to try to stealthily open the gate. You want to stop opening the gate at about a little under a quarter progress on the bar. This will allow you to have all of that progress saved up, hide, wait for the killer to check the gate and not see any lights, and get back on that gate, and that will give you plenty of time, depending on the map, to get that gate open before that killer even gets close to coming back. This is probably the most underrated strategy I've seen people do, though it can be countered by good headphones. Number 17, don't give away your trump card if you don't have to. This is very important when it comes to items such as flashlight, the gun, anything like that that can save a survivor. A killer is going to avoid picking up in risky positions if they know you have those items. So don't go using them unless you got to in the very beginning of the round. This tip can also apply to perks, such as high karma, stuff like that. So don't go out of your way to waste these perks and just get a save on someone just because you felt like it. Save these things for the end game because they could change the tide of an entire round in your favor. So again, do not reveal your trump card early to a killer. Number 18, run an exhaustion perk. Currently, there are only 2 exhaustion perks in the game, but there is absolutely zero reason that you should not be running at least one of them. My personal favorite is Heads Up. I think it is the most versatile exhaustion perk out of the 2. Balanced Landing, or Perfect Landing is what it's actually called in the game. It is very, very circumstantial. They are adding more maps now that have areas where you can use Balanced Landing. However, I still think that Heads Up is the best exhaustion perk in the game. However, if you're not running at least one of these 2 perks, you're not running the best build you possibly can. Number 19, when going for a save, do not reveal yourself too early. I see a lot of people making this mistake, and all it takes is just a little bit more patience. But what you want to do is just sit near the survivor when they're downed, especially if the killer is trying to slug them. You want to just sit there and hide at least until the survivor is almost or fully recovered. This also applies to flashlight and gun saves because you're going to need to position yourself near the downed survivor for when the killer does inevitably come back to pick them up. And during that time, you do not want the killer to see you ready to, shoot them or blind them. I'd also recommend using this for when saving on the hook as well. Number 20, you don't always need to heal. When I'm playing, I swear I always have someone come up to me begging for heals when I'm on a generator that is literally almost done. All it would take is that person to get on the generator, finish it, and then we could go somewhere safer to go heal. That is the smartest thing that you can do as a survivor. Help finish that generator if it's that close to being done, and then go heal afterwards. Remember the priorities. Your job isn't to stay full health the entire round, it's to finish all of the generators and escape. The only time you should be hard focusing healing is whenever you're going for a coordinated save and you need to be able to take a hit. Number 21, if necessary, take a hit for your teammates. I know sometimes as a solo queue player, you probably want to be fairly selfish, but taking a hit for a teammate, especially if they're a reliable one, can bring so much value. There are so many situations where taking a hit can be so beneficial for you and your team. Whether it's keeping someone alive who was on second hook, stopping a killer from downing an injured survivor, or even if you have endurance from getting unhooked, tanking that hit for no repercussions could basically win you the entire round. So if someone's being camped, try your best to take a hit for them or body block to get them out safely. Alright guys, so that was all 21 tips. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe for more, and as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace out, y'all.